Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. Last time, range I took to jeweled, so I think today it's probably Boxy's turn. Or I could do size separation. I'll do size separation first, I think. So size separation needs 12 just to get to gold. And they're scattered around. It's a 4, a 6 in the middle, a 3 and a 5. Okay, start with a 3. Neighbouring regions must have different sizes. So these two 3s cannot join up, which means that 3 has to head out that way. No, this is wrong, because if it heads out this way, it's either going to take this cell or this cell and bump into another 3. So that means these two 3s do have to join up. This 3 must avoid the 3 I just looked at, and this 3 must avoid the purple one. And there's a 2 in there. It's 4. Could just join onto this 4. In fact, I don't see any particular problem with doing that. So 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 4 of a different colour, and 1. Okay. It's not doing the 5 at the moment that's next to it. There's some hiding down the back here. There's a 2, but well hidden. So, interesting. Those bits are all safe to mark in because there's no reason not to take them. This has to come out either to this side or to the up to here. If it went along in an L shape, then there's no way to complete the purple 4. If it went up in an L shape, there's no way to complete the blue 4, so it's not an L shape. Can't take, don't think it can take this cell, because if it took this cell, then yeah, got a problem. So it has to take at least 2 from each side, but it could be either a square or an S. That means this one can complete as an L. This one is an S. And that is an L, making that an S. And that's an L. Three. So we have 11 cells here. And we have 14 on this side. And in both cases, I think it's safe to just take anything that can't be an issue. And then I know I have to take another 6 in this one. And 2 more from here. There's only one of these that I don't take, so I must take this one, even if it doesn't take that. Now it either takes all 4 of those, in which case there's only one more this one can take, or it does take this one, and in that case that's not part of this 10. I need 3 more. Oh, I see. So I have to do that, and then we can take those 2. Hang on. But that's going to leave a 1. What am I talking about? Can take those 2. Totally confused myself there. Never mind. Hey, let's do this red one while we're down in this strange corner of the map. Neighbouring regions and areas of 13, 19, 15 and 15. So these 2 each only have 2 unused. Okay, so let's just take all of the cells that aren't problematic. This one only needs 1 more. Which means that this one can probably take those 4. Oh, sorry, this one can take that one as well. So it only needs 4 more. This one needs 5. We left the bottom 2 out. Then we'd have to take all of these, which would mean that this one wouldn't work. So we have to take at least that one. And we have to leave at least one of these not used. Trying to think if this doesn't use that cell, then we can get 2 free cells. I have to not use that either. Takes me to 11. Take that one, take that one. It's going to only leave 2 out, so I'm leaving those 2 out. And that works. Okay. These strange underground chambers hiding down here. That looks like a puzzle that isn't turned on yet. Which is strange. That's one I must have done earlier. Wow, there's That's 6 down there that I haven't done. Yeah. Let's not go there because that's a different section. Okay, let's make these ones all purple and give myself some other colours to play with as well. Right. If these 2 3s don't touch, then we've got another 1 in here, which would be a problem. So those 3s are connected. That means that one is not part of the 3. That can't be a 1. It can't be a 2. It can't be a 3. So it's at least a 4. That forces the 2 in there and the 3 around here. That's better. So that was purple. That's not a 1. Could be a 2. That's not a 1, not a 2. Could be a 3. If it's a 3, then that one's a 3, that one's a 2. That's a 2 going up. That's a 3 coming down here. That's a 1. That's a 2. And that's a 1. To 3, 4. Look at the purple again for the 1s. These 2 6s could be joined. Well, that's the point. So there's 49 cells altogether. And I've got 7. I've got 4 6s, which is 24. That's 29. 2 5s is 39. 59. So the total areas given come to 59. So that kind of implies the 2 5s would like to join if they could, but they can't. So at least 1 pair of 6s must join. That's interesting. That's not a 1, it's not a 2, it's not a 3, it's not a 4, it's not a 5, it's not a 6, so it must be the 7. That could be a 1 in there. That's not a 1, so it's part of the 6. And it is very, very tempting to do that, so I will. This 6 cannot now complete without joining to that 1. That wasn't too bad. Okay, let's see, where's another? How are we doing? 6 to go. That's a 3. That square doesn't have any choices. Twos look like they want to go straight. Yes, could go pretty much anywhere. These, right, these T pieces either do that, or that, or that, or that. Whatever happens, they're part of the same, and they take one of those two spaces. If this goes up, this one goes down, and this goes down. So if that were to happen, then that's all forced. Only we can't then fill that in. So this does not go up. These two can't run into each other, so I can note that. Means that has to go that way. This goes right, and again, there's two there. That's a problem, so that has to go down. And that means this T piece either goes down or left. And I can't currently tell which. So I guess it's a case of what... Oh, if it goes this way, it's going to run into that 4. Now, does that fail for any reason? Ah, 2 4s are touching. Okay. Let's continue on with these, but ignoring the hard ones for the moment. Oh, there's 2. Right. Okay, size separation and rows. This has to come out, at least to here. These two have to be joined, because that has to continue down. This can only get to that blue. I don't know that any of this is finished yet. This can't get out to another blue without isolating that. So it's going to have to take at least those 3 cells. This can only reach that blue. This has to come up here to... That has to go to that blue. That has to come up to this blue. That has to go around there. Now, that's a 7, that's a 6, that's a 5, that's currently a 2, it can become a 3 without any problems. That's another 7, that's a 3 or a 4, 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay. Seem to figure out how to get at that one. Or this one. Well, let's try. It's well blocked behind that pillar. 3. Okay, range 3 to 4. So that's at least a 3. So those are all at least 3s, but something has to be 4s. That cannot be taken by purple or yellow, because then it makes these two both, yeah, that has to be orange. And finish that bit off. That has to go left or right, that has to go somewhere as well. That's a 4, that's a 3, so that's a border, and that's a border, and this has to be a 3. This has to be the start of a 4, as does that one. Make the 4 orange. Okay. 4s are orange, 3s are purple, and green means I don't have a clue. So that's a 4. That's a 3. This has to be a 3, which means that has to be part of a 4. This one has to be part of a 3. And it has to take that cell and that cell. That's a 3. That's the beginning of 4. This one's a 3 now. That has to be a beginning of a 3. So this one has to be a 4. Okay, that was quite straightforward and pleasant to do once I figured out where I was going with it. See if I can see what the other ones in here are. 5, 4, and 6. So 4. 3s and 4s again. No, that's not right. That one's the opposite. So that has to be orange and that has to be orange. Purple has to come out. Orange has to go either up or down or both. And the easy way would be that and that, because then it's all neatly blocked off. And that would force that, and a 3 there, a 4 here. That has to be a 3 going up that way. Now that, unfortunately, goes horribly wrong. Now, is that because my initial, hey, it'd be nice if it was T-piece here was wrong? Or have I made another silly error along the way Such as, yeah, I can see things I could have done differently down here, I think. That could have been an orange coming out there with a purple coming down. Little yellow. Orange, orange. Orange, orange. Oh, got two purples touching. Okay, let's start this again. So that orange. Can I extend anything else? This doesn't have to go down because it could just go left and around. Oh, that's going to be purple. So that orange has to extend that way as well. Means purple has to come up, and that's orange. I don't know if purple extends another space or not. This orange has to get out, which means it has to join to there. So that's purple, which means that's part of this orange, so purple is 3. So orange is 4. If orange goes up 2, this purple is cut off. So this purple has to go somewhere, and orange goes at least 1 down. So that purple comes down. And it can go left or right. Orange is 4, could go up there or down to there. No, none of that really helps. One of these 2 squares has to be purple, because orange can't extend into both. Therefore that one is orange, and both of these are purple. This orange can extend 2 down here, can't go 3 down, so it has to go at least 1 up. This purple has... No, it doesn't. This orange has to continue out to be a 4. Right. Purple has to go up there to complete. Orange has to come down here. Purple to here. Orange to here. Purple to here. Orange to here. Purple to there. Orange to there. And that's how to do that one. 2 to go, if I can actually find the... It's just to get to silver. They can't insist on me doing really hard ones. Okay. There's a 4 in there. Yeah. Those are not... Some more colours here, because I've got 2s, 3s and 4s. And apparently 2s are purple. And I don't know what these are, but that has to come at least 1 up. That's probably the 4. It's green. This. Put that one in. That's. So right now green's unknown. I'll make 4 blue. So that's purple, but I don't know which way it's heading. all that way. If it goes this way, then this green is either part of a 2 or a 3, and that is not going to work. So this green has to come out here, and has to be part of a 4. Could take that. If it goes up, then the 3's vertical is fine. Okay, this has to go vertically now. This 3 has to go at least 1 up. I'll make the 3 orange. So either this goes right and this goes left, or this goes up and this goes down. Depends on whether that one is 3 or the 4. Something kind of has to be forced. This 3 cannot complete without touching the other 3's, without walling off the 4. So it has to touch another 3. So I think that is forced. Oh, this has to be part of the 4. No, not be part of that. If I do that, then yeah, it's jumping to conclusions, because that could be the last cell of the 4. So the last cell of the 4 is 3 completes around the top. Otherwise it doesn't. Okay, that's a 3, that's 3, and that's a 3. This down here could still be part of this first 4. And then I could put a 3 up there. This 3 cannot extend. That has to be 4 or 2. Why is that purple? It's either the 4 or part of 2. That's going to have to extend at least to there. It goes down. Don't have any 2's around here, so we'll have to become a 4 at the bottom. It goes up. I still need a 4 below it. So it has to come down. And that's a 4. And that doesn't work because I've done nasty things. So if I take that 3 back, now the 4 comes up and 3 goes down. That's not a 2 or a 3, it has to be part of 4, and it can't be part of 4 if I do that. So I'm not go up to either of those. That's all of what we can take down here. So coming down and taking a 4 in there works. That's impossible because there's no way to fill that in. So what else did I do? Let's jump to some other conclusion. So now this cannot complete anywhere because of this. Why is this 2 forced upwards rather than going left? Yeah, I don't know why I put that one pointing up. Okay, pick a random puzzle to do that I can actually see the base of, and that isn't level 6. There. It was trying to hide. That could go up. Ah, can't go up because then this. No, this can then go. Okay. It's going to have to come up. Whatever. I suppose it could come in and up, and then. This is vertical. Can't come 2 down, so it has to go at least 1 up. This therefore has to be horizontal. It can't go to either side, so it has to be that. This now is forced to be there. That has to be that. That has to be that. So those are forced. This bit isn't forced, so I'm not going to mark it in solid yet. But if it did that, then that goes up to there. Ah, that's touching. That's forced out to there. Right, so that's horizontal. That comes up at least 1. So that's something different. So that's an elbow. That's not 2 or a 3 or a 4, so it's probably a 1. I have to keep this separated from here. So that's a 1 and that's a 1. That has to be a 2 and a 1. And now I've got the 3s touching. I should have realised that 3 has to come down to here. Forces that. And that's a 3 and a couple, not that way. And a couple of 1s. And well, that can't be a 4. So that's a 1. That's a 2. And that's a 1. Oof. And we have side separation at gold. Thank you very much. Well, that will do for this episode, and next time I'll continue trying to get it to jeweled. Bye.